What's up, guys? Welcome to the Crypto Savvy channel. I'm Craig, and we are going to be going over the short charts. It is Sunday. I missed Wednesday's video, so I thought I'd throw a weekend video in. If you guys would, take a second out, scroll down, smash that thumbs up. There's a lot of info in this video. So far, our Friday targets are hitting perfectly. I'm going to tell you what to watch for. Be careful on the weekly. You may get a fake rally up towards the end of the day to close the weekly higher, but I'll show you what to watch for. And let's get into it. Like I said, make sure you smash the like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, if you want daily updates Monday through Friday, sometimes on the weekends, and make sure you share the video. So our monthly support, 24.5, is holding. I highly doubt we get a monthly close above that. Anything's possible. But so far, you guys know our monthly trend line here. We closed below it, had a fake out to the upside, but we are now looking like we're going to close below again. So on our weekly, we were watching this here, and I'll show you this real quick before we get into the smaller time frames and look at what to expect here. So we had our targets right here, the break of this rising channel, got us our first target here, bam, nailed it. And then we were looking at this as a bear flag with the same pull, bam, nailed it. And if that was to happen again, we're looking for around the 8,400 range. These took a couple weeks. I would expect this to do the same. It doesn't have to, but it would make sense. So I told you on the weekly, once we broke below this 20,855, that would be a great place to put in a short. And as you can see, as soon as we hit it and it broke, you can see what happened. So our next targets are down in this range, in my opinion, still looking for possibly this 14.4 if we're looking at, or 14.5 if we're looking at it on the weekly. If that does break, then our next target's the 84.4. You guys know I have a target as low as 38, but I think that'll be after I think we'll get a rally sometime in here, and I'll talk about that in the very last chart today. So anyways, this is what we're looking at. These are our targets, 14.5 being the first target, and that is just the measured move of this break. But in the smaller time frames, we got more to watch for. That's why I'd like to start out with the bigger time frames, look at the bigger picture, which is obviously bearish. And then we'll take a look at the smaller time frames and what could happen. So, and before we go into the smaller time frames, if you guys are interested in trading, check out Prime XBT, by far my favorite exchange. They don't trade against you. Links down below. I also have a tutorial on my YouTube page. Savvy50 is a promo code that'll get you up to a $7,000 bonus. Savvy25 gets you 25% off your fees. You can also trade Forex, gold, silver, oil, S&P, everything, all from one exchange. You can have multiple trades and they don't clump them together like scam exchanges. All right, now let's take a look at what's going on here. So as you guys can see right here, we are breaking these market structures right here. And we had our targets right here. I told you Friday, if we broke above the 23, then we could look for these higher. But if we broke this 21.1, which we did, then to expect the next target, I have not changed these at all, to be 21.1. Now, what happens over and over, and I've showed you guys this in many videos, and everybody asks for, tutorials on all this stuff, guys. All my videos, all you have to do is watch back in the past. All my videos are actually learning videos. You can learn a lot from each and every one. So basically, all my videos are for training. So anyways, we hit our first target, and what happens when we usually hit past our first target? Just like I said Friday, if we break below this 20,100 and that holds as resistance, which so far it has, our next target would be the measured move of the break of this blue trend line right here. We take that down, looking at that as a flag pull, that gets us down to the 18.6. Now 18.7 actually. 18.7 should be our next stop to look for a bounce. Now, if that breaks, what is the next target? If this breaks and becomes resistance, then we go to our next target, which is the break of this yellow trend line here. We take the yellow flag pull, move it down to the bottom of the flag. So if the 18.7 breaks, our next stop looks like around 18.1. If this breaks and we get below this, then we're looking at that 17.5 range. And that is a break of this white trend line right up top. And that gets us our 17.5 target. Now, we've talked about 17.5 being a bounce possibility if we get down that low, because that is the old low. A lot of people think it's going to hold. But what I want to stress here is every time this has happened, this was our low. Everyone expected to bounce over here at 25.3. It did not, blew right through it. And not to mention our RSI was seriously looking the same here. A lot of people are talking about this being bullish divergence here on the 4-hour, but a lot of times in a downtrend, by looking at the chart, you can see this looks like it's just another reset for more downside. We've seen the same thing right over here. If we look at these lows, we can look at this low here was a lower low than over here. So it looked like bullish divergence, but we know what happened. It didn't end up being bullish divergence at all. We've seen the same thing right in this range. And you can see how massive that drop was. We could definitely see something like that, guys. So be cautious, be careful. Unless we get above this 21.1 and get support on that, most likely headed down to this 18.7 range. Now, if we do come up here and get support, the resistance levels to watch are going to be 20,262, which is the 13 EMA. And then we have 20,500, which is the 21 EMA, and of course the 55 would get us back up around the retest of this around 21.3. Possible, likely, I don't think so, but it is possible. So keep an eye on that. But again, 20,100 resistance is the area to watch. If can't get back above that, 18.7 is the next target. Same thing if we do that here, break down below, test it as resistance, then look for 18.1, and then of course 17.5. But don't expect 17.5 to hold. Although it may, don't expect it, right? So that's what I'm looking at here. Let's take a look at the Amazon to Bitcoin comparison chart. I made this chart on December 2nd, 2021, which was right about in here somewhere. And you can see it is playing out almost identical. Guys, I believe this is a bubble pop pattern to wash out all the scams in crypto. It started earlier this year. You know, you guys know what I'm talking about with Luna and things like that, starting to wash out. I think there's a lot more to wash out, guys. So be cautious, be careful. And I've always talked about the false bottom, and that could be around that 82 to 8,500, maybe as low as 7,500 range right in here. That may take till November, but you can see here, this stuff takes time to play out. This weekly chart here and weekly chart here are a bubble pop pattern so far playing out identically. I do believe we'll get a false bottom and a rally like we did over here in the Amazon chart. It will get everyone bullish again, because if you look on the weekly RSI, that broke the RSI right here on this pump. This could be any time, but you'll be able to watch it in the RSI if it plays out like it did over there. Even the MACD is playing out almost identical, but once you break this, everyone will probably get super bullish. You'll get a fake pump and come down. So once we break this trend line, which I think will be after, you know, $7,000 to $8,000 range, come up, break that, get everyone bullish again, only to come back for a retest, and that being the true bottom. So I believe the true bottom is probably going to be in sometime in 2023. It all depends on when we get this first real low, in my opinion. And I've talked about how this structure works, right? You get a pump, big dump, everyone got super bearish and scared, and then you get a pump, and then they end up buying back in at the top, and then you get a lower low, and then you get a pump, and everyone gets bullish. It just happens all the way down, guys, and that's exactly what we've been watching here. If you've been watching this channel, you understand that. So make sure you smash that likes, subscribe if you haven't already, tick that notification bell to get you notified when I post new videos, and I'll see you in the next video. Take it easy, guys.